I said I had to get certain things done at work today, and now I'm excited after this to be doing it tonight. And I'm just worried about hyperfixating and not being able to go to bed.
Oh my god, it is so fun. But your arm won't get sore if you do it too long, so it will help you with that.
Okay.
I diamond painted really. I'm doing a big one, and my arm got really sore the other night. But yeah, I was doing one with like you can get the ones with the really long. Like I was doing like 10 at once and stuff.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I don't know about the picture on that, Kimber. But that's why I gave it to you is because like I just thought you could see if your Mars and Cancer like diamond painting.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. I think I don't even can't even tell. Is it like bats or something?
Oh, maybe I didn't look at it right. I thought it was like, oh, I thought it, okay. I thought it was a sunflower at first.
Oh, maybe it is.
What do y'all think? Maybe it is bats now. I feel like, oh yeah, is this like a moon?
Is
And
that a
it's
moon with bats? Maybe.
I don't
I
know.
see the sunflower too, though.
Okay. I will let you know when I start doing it.
Okay, cool. How are
Yeah,
you,
when I showed it to you
Alexander?
guys, it looked a lot more like creepy bats and stuff, which I like more. So
Dude, diamond painting is so fun, and the end product is so blingy. It just like shimmers and it's so cool. So, how are you, Alexander?
I'm pretty good shape for the shape I'm in.
Did you work? Did you work today?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Just, you know, first world tedious, but not bad.
Yeah. How are you, Jay Z?
Oh, I'm awesome. The hottie on um, Hinge and I have moved over to just direct texting each other.
Whoa, that's
And
a
Step.
also, it is kind of a thing of like, I don't, usually like texting these people back and forth or whatever, but like, I just love having conversation with this guy. He's awesome.
oh nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah, yeah. So it's really kind of fun. And then also, I love that I joined the Y, and I've been going to the Y every day. And so I went today during lunch and lifted weights and then did the elliptical. And then tomorrow, Julie and I are gonna go to a yoga class after I got off of work, and then Andy, we're gonna go have burgers. Andy and Jenna at the place that we went to at the
Yes.
bar, and it's bluegrass night or blues night or something.
Dude,
What was our waiter's name? Nathaniel? Thaddeus.
Not that place, the bar place.
Oh, with Andy's musician husband.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that guy was so high. Yeah.
yeah, and Perry.
And Perry. Is Perry going?
I haven't asked him, but
Okay.
maybe I'll text him and see if he wants to meet us there. Anyway, so like all the things that I'm trying to line up to happen are happening. So
That's so cool.
Sounds
I've
like a
been
good day.
really thinking on abundance because it's like it seems like you've hit abundance again.
yeah. I mean, I keep up my optimism because I know things can like turn on a dime, like in the good way, as like I can be
Right.
like wow, 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 but really all I need to do is like meet one person and have one circle of friends.
Yeah. 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 Because we're not enough for you.
Well, I need some IRL loving. So,
That's
yeah,
true.
you're not enough for that, Andy. It's
I
true.
get that. That
I mean,
sounds great. Sounds like an abundant day.
Yeah.
that's awesome. What I like about you in this struggle is that you are very proactive and a problem solver. So if you have a depression for a day, you start solving it, which I really admire.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, when they get depressed for a day and they're like, I just had a hard day, but they don't act on all the things they were upset about. They just kind of act like it was a hard day. And it's like anytime I'm upset, I act on it too.
Hmm.
Like I'm Phil, but like I don't have a craft project. I'm like I'm at Michael's getting a craft project. You know what I mean? Like it just like whatever bothers you, just get it.
Yeah.
Is that water Mars, do you think?
I don't know. You guys don't do that? If you have a bad day, you don't act on your depressions?
I do.
I do.
Where's your Mars, Alexander?
On the third shelf from the left.
You
I have
don't
no
act,
idea.
Jenna?
I don't know. I don't know what I do.
You just talked about road rage today on the show and brought up your Capricorn Mars.
Yeah, but like that's not really depression. I definitely think I like go to bed.
Oh.
You
I'm
drowned
very angry,
yourself.
I think, when I'm depressed. I think I can get more mean too.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not like finding other outlets or taking care of myself in other ways.
I find having a kid, especially one who's older, like I don't have like really the luxury of being depressed because like if my vibe even wanes a little bit, her vibe wanes, which then kills me. So it's like I just keep a strong heart all the time because it's just easier. You know.
Yeah, I sometimes have felt I don't have the luxury of being depressed.
Yeah.
Also, I lived with somebody for 7 years who was friendly with depression, and I felt like in order to be supportive, I couldn't give myself to any kind of depression.
That's a heavy load.
Yeah,
Like Jay-Z all night long, I was trying to figure out your problem, and I was like, I couldn't, because I'm a problem solver too, and I was like, I couldn't figure out what you were. I was like, is it more friends you want? Like I was trying to figure, and I didn't quite get. I was like, is it a boyfriend? Is it friends? What is it? Like, so I couldn't solve your problem because I didn't quite get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Well, I
problem?
mean, I can tell you, I would like to have sex with my boyfriend. So that's the problem we're trying to solve here.
oh, that's clear. Well, I knew that.
I mean, that's just everybody's problem in life. You know?
More Mars.
That's my Mars and Scorpio problem solving.
Even a lot of married people have that problem. So, well, okay. Well, I can't solve that problem for you.
You can't get boyfriends on Amazon?
There are mail order boyfriends.
Could be a payment plan.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Jay-Z, I do think there was a point where Shane was actually looking at mail order brides. So when he was single.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. He wouldn't mind me saying that, I don't think.
We'll find out.
Okay, yeah, right. As if he watches our production meetings. So
Never know what he watches.
okay. So shall we have a meeting? I guess we are having a meeting. Is there anything anyone wants to say about anything? How was the show today, Jenna and Kimber? We talked a little bit, but let's talk again. How was it?
It was really good. We had up to 10 people at the little eye watching, and there were about 5 or 6 people going back and forth in the comments. We shared screen a little bit, didn't we? No, we did not share the screen, but we did post some comments. It was good. It was interesting because it wasn't like a strictly astrological topic, but we still brought it back to astrology a lot. And the rest of the month we're going to be talking about Ceres, so we're very excited.
Nice. So were people in the chat people you knew, or were they just randoms, or?
I knew Jensen.
And we knew most, and then Debbie, and then we knew people who, yeah, I'd say most everyone who commented.
Do we know Honey?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was.
Okay, so
there probably just ask who it is.
I'm always like, that's someone Kimber knows.
No, I don't know all of them.
So, are you guys are still finding it worth your time and gratifying to make a show?
Are we still what? Like,
Thinking it's worth your time and like gratifying to make a show?
I think so. I love
Yeah.
doing it. I think we have like a really good we're carving out like our own little space on the internet, and I think the vibe is really good because I know that there's a lot of other astrology podcasts that are either like one person talking or one person and a rotating guest, but I like the dynamic of us having conversations, and they're not always like we jump all over the place with things. Like some people only talk about mundane astrology or only talk about certain things. Like I feel like we have a good eclectic.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved too. I'd say for the most part, our audience isn't always advanced astrologers, but I think what's been nice is seeing as the show's gone on, people who normally just look at astrology, who are new to astrology, but looking at it for just like transits and seeing how it can connect to like existential topics and weighing in has been cool. So I think we've been open, but I am looking forward to our 2-week break in April. Yeah.
Is that when you go to Greece?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll be in San Diego. So, but I think we need, like, we're like at the part where we need to just take some time of like, what would we continue talking about? And I think that would be good just to have a little break.
Mm-hmm. I bet we'll come back like energized and be like, we could do this or this or
Yeah.
this.
It's good to just have it, and when you get to those points, it's good to have like an hour-long brainstorming session where you just come up with like 20 topic titles, and you'll find if you just take the time to sit and think about topic titles, they'll flow out of you really fast.
Exactly.
And in fact, we can, if you guys need help, which I doubt you do, but if you do, we can always do that at a production meeting, is like brainstorm with you.
Yeah, or we could make a ESQ thread and people could throw in their ideas. But I was thinking, because that's what we did before we started in December, we brainstormed, and so we had all these ideas, and then time has flown, and we're like, wow, we've really gone through a lot of them, and so it's starting to be like, okay, what's next?
Mm-hmm.
We definitely had some like heavier topics that we thought we should develop our repertoire and our audience first before we dive into like trauma, like hard, but we're definitely getting there.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you guys are doing a really good job. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I like to think of things as like, like as in TV shows with seasons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I like that you guys are taking a break because it's like that was season 1, and then you're going to come back and it's going to be season 2, Like, I always found that helpful when we were doing things, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll get new tapestries. No. It was
No, you should. I have a few backgrounds and I switch them up and I feel good about it. Like, it's really cheap. You can get backgrounds for like $8 on Amazon.
I'd love for us to take new thumbnail pictures.
Yeah, we've been the same.
Which I like the same. I like that for this season, but I'm like, I'd love to do something different. I haven't taken any pictures. Maybe I need to make that a goal.
Yeah.
You
guys could do pro headshots if you want to, like, that's the thing is, I mean, you don't have to do anything pro, but it is kind of fun to go get headshots done or like hire a photographer and get some cool arty thing done or something.
I love that.
No, I feel like all my headshots are like my job, and I want some more that speak to my creative side, but that still look professional.
Yeah. It's fun to like go get a photo shoot done. It makes you build a few outfits and think about your signature definers and your brand, and you could do one as a clown. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do that, and yeah, it's not necessary, but it's fun.
Hi. Sorry.
Hi.
Okay. Anything else you want from us for that show, or?
I don't think so.
That's good. Okay. All right, Jay-Z, I have a cleaning report for you. I got these beads for $8 and I spilled them all, and then I organized them all. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, look at that.
How's that
So organized.
Oh, Virgo.
I didn't mean to spill them all, but now they're all organized. Okay.
Do you feel creatively stifled because they're separated into
No, I
channels?
felt stifled because I mixed them all together against my will, and so it wasn't an intentional choice. It was against my will, so I couldn't move forward until I organized them. So now I feel much better.
Ah, yeah, there you go. It's like a beautiful rainbow of creativity.
It's true. Yeah, totally. I'm making keychains. So okay, okay. So then, do you guys want to talk about the Discord server?
Yeah, totally. And that's funny, Kimber, when you just said like we could make a thread on ESQ. Like we could, I love that we have the Discord server to talk asynchronously on, but to collaborate asynchronously, it really is awesome. I love it.
I hope it's okay. I invited everyone else at More Press because we talked
Oh
about
yeah,
reading month, but I was like, oh, this is super easy to do. I could do this.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's crazy how much has happened in 24 hours too. Like
yeah.
it's really good.
Okay. So what's up. It's just like where we can all asynchronously chat, which will strengthen our bonds as a team because so I'm reading this discussion board book and it's talking about how when you run a forum, you should like a big forum, you should start with a team. And so it's like now we have a team, which is all of us. I would say the four of us, especially our core. Alexander is a teammate, but he's kind of at large, and he's not an astrologer. So I feel like the four of us could go crazy. And it was funny when I was looking at producing communities, it was saying get together with another community that is already kind of built. And so I feel like Kimber and Jenna, you came in from the forest school and we were already here. And so the four of us actually create a really tight knit Astro team because it was like two teams merged or something.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, in this discussion board book, I'm still reading it, but it's like basically saying like creating an online community, you should start with a team and then all of you can moderate it. And so I don't know how we want to do that or if we want to focus on the online discussion board. Maybe the Discord discussion board is enough for our crew and like we don't really need to go out into the public. But I do think if we do decide to run a forum, we could do it as a team,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like about this new paradigm is that we are on a platform where we could all be admins. Like the Facebook thing was like we weren't all admins and we couldn't like give those privileges to each other to be
Mhm.
moderators or whatever. And it really like it shares the load as well as like, shares the I don't know. You more. I feel more bought in on things that I have a bit of control over.
Yeah, so like you're talking about the Reddit Moira Press forum, like we could all be admins on that, or are you talking about?
On Discord, yeah.
Oh, Discord. Okay.
I was talking Discord. Well, that's why I wanted to set it up immediately with us all as admins, so we did all have that ability, and I think we all should in our private place. I mean, we can talk about whether or not we want that to carry over to the public place and be intentional about it, but I think we should. I at least wanted us to all get used to that so that we would know what it felt like and can make a better decision about the other forum.
Oh, go ahead.
Here you go.
I was just saying it's yeah. I see what you're saying, and then if maybe we could make a Reddit forum eventually that all four of us are admins on, and then we could like rage a community there because if all four of us were active, I know JC, you're not super active during the day. Jenna and I are the most talkative during the day. Just seeing like Kimber, like Jenna and I both have jobs where we can come and go from chatting. Uh, not to speak for you, Jenna, but that was just our pattern on Facebook. Sorry, Kimber, go ahead.
Normally, I like with Discord, I can also come and go more. Today was just a weird day because I have it on my computer. And so but I do not have I only have Facebook on like one of my computers for some reason. It keeps
Oh.
trying to kick me out. It's weird. I've tried to join it. Anyway, um, another thing I was thinking about with Discord is one, we can also create polls. That's cool. But I was thinking about, and Jenna, you can think about it too. It's just if we if there's we have like 3 people that are regularly watching existential side quests, and if we would want to invite viewers of different shows to certain threads or not, if they're like if you're kind of like not you're a part of the team but you kind of are because they're in the chat like every single week and might have an idea of something they'd like us to talk more about. So it's just made me think about different ways. I haven't used Discord as much for the server. So just seeing what you've all done in like the last 24 hours has been really nice and made me excited.
Yeah, and I think on the server, what you can do is you can make a channel, not a thread, but a
Yeah.
channel. And then that way, and you can call it like ESQ Insiders or something like that. So it will be like kind of the inner circle, but not the hosts, you know?
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. No, I also think I like it too, where because I like seeing Shane talk about the wolves, and it's where it's like it was funny, but it was also really cool. And it's like Shane's not always on the shows, but it was like, oh, that's a good idea. So I like that too as like another way for people to engage, even if they're not like on shows regularly.
Just so you know, Shane does work on the Moira Press every night from 10:30 to
Oh, I
11:30.
know. Oh, I know.
But just so you know, like he is really involved in like the structure of things. But I agree with you that just seeing him chat with us as a team would also be nice and build him into our vibe. You know,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I like Shane. I like whenever he talks. So Shane, if you're watching, like I enjoy that. So it's nice if just to hear from other people that I know are involved.
Yeah, yeah. His job is like ours, where it's like he. Some days he gets real busy, and then some days he's kind of like not bored at work, and then he'll chat more. So you'll see him kind of come and go probably.
Cool.
So okay, well, thank you for the Discord thing. That's going to be a great advancement to the strength of our team. Is really what we're looking at. So I do want to make a comment about the team. Okay, so now this is personal, but it's also applying to all of us. Saturn is going through my 11th, right? And I keep worrying about like losing the team, losing because I lost Facebook. I don't want to lose our team. So we got to look at that Saturn going through my 11th as doing the work, like whatever it is. If there's a conflict that comes up in our team or a difference of opinion, I feel that we should do the work to keep things good and work through those things. I know Saturn's going through Jenna and Jay-Z's first house, which is looking at like self. So you guys are like Jenna's building herself online, and Jay-Z, I don't know what you're going to do with that. And then Kimber, I think it's going through your 7th, right? So you're looking at like you're a Libra rising, right?
Yes, I'm breaking up with my fiance, so
Oh, okay. So yeah, but like that might also be working relationships with other people or whatever. But I was just thinking like maybe we could
sorry.
look at it as like
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's
think
for the best. It's okay. Thank you, Alexander.
just saying that I'm not asking
So,
like anyone to stay. Anyone can leave at any time, but I'm just committing to wow for the next 2.5 years for doing the work. Like if anything comes up, I'm not going to walk away from the team. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, let's work this out. But so I don't really want to have conflicts, but we know from all conflict theory that it is inevitable if you're working closely with groups that there will be pinch points and things like that. So, what do you guys think of that idea of not giving up?
I'm all for, I don't love conflict either, but I do think conflict resolution and repair is really important to me. And the more I care about a person or a thing, the more I'm willing to have the conflict to resolve. And because I know that we have the same shared goal. And so if we all want Moira Press to be successful, then when we're working together.
yeah, I agree. I think that often conflict can open understanding for anyone involved in it that wasn't there before. And that understanding can help them get along. Also, like in theater, if the goal is to get the play up and everybody focuses on the goal, the conflict will often just not resolve itself, but you'll find an easier path to get rid of the conflict or to submerge it or to at least address it in some way. So your goal is to have a show.
Right.
So if everybody's focus is on that, the conflicts will, and I don't really know. Human personality is so unpredictable. And
And
of
I
course, I
agree.
know Bupkis about the stars. You could probably pick out the people that you might have conflicts with now and just put it down on the calendar. But
Well, and I think we all have different goals with Saturn going through our different houses. Like if Jenna's goal is to build up her reputation and build up herself with Saturn going through one, like I think we should all support that Saturn goal. And if Kimber's goal with Saturn going through seven is to find strong, healthy partnerships, or like we could all support that goal. Like we want to support our individual growth as well as the growth of the team. But what I found with our level of intelligence is that if any conflict is worked through with stamina and endurance, we can always find a win-win at the end. Like I'm not really into compromise where people feel like they're having to I want to keep working it until we're like, oh, we have been creative in this conflict and now we found a win-win. And like that's kind of my approach to it. What do you guys think of that idea? Is that you just keep working it, keep working it, keep working it until we arrive at like a way that we all win?
well, I
Well,
think it's a refining of language. So when you get at the source of the conflict, you keep refining your language. You'll find more about each other. Might be naive. But... Jay Z, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
oh no, it's all good. Well, I was just going to say that it is true about Saturn, but also what is true is Pluto is now in Aquarius, right? And I think that for all of us, and especially for Jenna and I, like, sure, Saturn is going through our first, and Pluto is going through our 11th, right? So really what is for true for all of us, and even maybe more so for me and Jenna, speaking for me and Jenna, if I may,
Yes.
is like we're into building a community. Like that is the whole entire point. And like you just said, Alexander, like if we keep in mind what the bigger focus is, and the bigger focus has the weight of Pluto behind it, and it's building a community. And so I don't foresee any problem with any of this, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in discussion board book I'm reading, and is basically I keep reading community building books because I have Saturn going through 11, so I'm doing the work of trying to make a container for that community. It basically conflict resolution is part of community building. If you
Mhm.
don't attend to it, then the community will blow up. So there's guide, like in the discussion boards, it's like you have to build guidelines, and then you have to and then you have to deal with conflicts that come up. It's the same if you ran a church or a middle school classroom or whatever community you have, there will be conflicts. And so I think we just as a group, I just want to commit to 2.5 years of saying I will keep studying as we build this community. And you guys, I think it's interesting that I have Aries on 11 and you two are Aries risings. I just was thinking about that. Like, that's so interesting because, you know, I like Aries friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what my chart's trying for is like Aries friends. So that and y'all are Aries. So that was kind of fun to think about.
Harry friends?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll start growing a beard.
I've
Well,
been
Jay Z just
noticing.
cuts them
Braiding
off.
my
He
back
could
hair.
give Jay Z cuts them off. He could give that to you.
I would be honored.
Okay. All right. Anything else before we get into our lesson of the day? All right, let's keep rocking that Discord server, and feel free to invite anyone who you think would be good for the community. Kimber, I like your idea of inviting like fans. I guess is your community is like a better way to say it, but yeah, okay. So okay, what I want to talk about today as our lesson is lore, longitudinal storylines, and biography work. So the reason I thought about this is I went to the WWF wrestling on Friday. And what I was thinking about is these wrestlers have storylines that go on for like 20, 30, 40 years. Like Hulk Hogan had a storyline that went on forever. Like he was the good guy, all-American guy, then he did a face turn, which is what they call him, which is when you go from a good guy to a bad guy, which we talked about in the villains episode. Remember that?
Mhm.
But so let's talk about the longitudinal storylines that we're trying to create for our characters in astrology or in the community or in life itself. So do you ever think about that as like a long play storyline, and what might your claim to fames be in astrology? Has anyone ever thought about the longitudinal storyline before?
I mean, I've thought about like what type of clients I naturally attract, and they seem to come in chapters. And that tends to be kind of like a indirect, not very subtle, but still indirect guidance from above. So like when I first started doing readings, I kept getting all these people with either Chiron returns or like significant once in a lifetime Chiron activations. And I was like, why do I keep getting these people that have things I've never experienced before? And then through talking to other astrologers, I was like, oh, not everyone's doing this. Like my friend Jensen always gets mundane type of people, like people that have something that's related to the current season, like lots of Virgo during Virgo season. So in that, I've been like, oh, wow. So my lore kind of developed itself. Like I started as like that person who was psycho about Chiron. And then as that kind of evolved, it's been like, oh, now I'm kind of dabbling in trans-Neptunian objects more than I intended to, but it's just the type of people that are coming to me. So in that, I think, yes, that could be part of my lore, right?
So how do we define lore? Because my daughter's a teenager, and she always like, oh, the lore about this or that. Like, oh, so what is lore about a character?
Deep backstory.
The plot. Like I don't know. I was just using lore to talk about Libra risings in general. Like Libra risings always have relationship lore. And it's like it's always like the most dramatic relationship experiences because of them being Libra risings, and it's like they love relationships and yet sometimes attract not so great ones. So it's like I always like to ask a Libra rising like, "What's your lore?" And then it's a funny moment, like when I'm out as a friend, not as a professional during like a session or something.
Alexander, how do you understand lore? Sorry.
Well, my understanding it's based on biography, but it's a kind of mythology about something or someone. So if you're talking about people, it could be, it's not just that, he always wears two different colored socks. It's just that it's a larger picture about the person. She's got a certain mystical aura about her that informs everything that she does. And maybe I should look it up, but also, I mean, if you're storytelling, it's the thing under the story in many ways to me, or above the story.
It's like not that she wears two different socks, but why?
Yeah. Yeah.
So lore is a body of traditional knowledge, stories, and beliefs about a specific subject or group, typically passed down through the generations orally or via folklore. It encompasses collective history, myths, and legends, such as local legends, folklore, and specialized knowledge, like sea or botanical lore.
Yeah. I think the lore of the sea is a really good example. It's water, there's boats, but there's so much storytelling about the sea, especially back when people were on sailing ships, that it calls to you and you're stuck on it, and it's a hard master, all that kind of stuff. I think that's lore to me. The lore of Cucamonga Mountain is that, no one has ever seen the thing that comes on Cucamonga Mountain, but we know it's there because we can feel it in our bones. It's that sort of thing.
Well, I think that also it is storytelling, right? And we all have so many things that happen in our lives, and in the kind of spirit of history is written by the victors or something like that, like we are the ones who choose what our history is because they are the things we tell other people about, and they are the story that we tell about ourselves. Now, if we have certain inclinations, like it would be like, I mean, if I had a Libra rising, I probably would have lots of dramatic events in my backstory that I could pull from and probably would want to pull from. So it's kind of like a self, um, I don't know, referential story, a self creating thing that you would be drawn to those stories, and those would be the ones that you use to define yourself, right? But I mean, really, any new people in my life throughout the various chapters, you know, knew of me from whatever I told them, right? I changed my name and then I just kept saying, this is my name. And I deleted some things from my backstory and, you know, focused on others. So I guess to answer your question, original question, Andy, I haven't plotted out what I think my lore should be because I'm not yet that person looking back. And I don't think that I so focus on plotting my path. It's that things happen and then, or I end up being like maybe in new long running transits, and then I focus on different things and then those become part of my current story. So I think it's like a developing thing and then edited from the past.
I agree.
So there's this wrestler, Cody Rhodes. He's the American Nightmare, and so I'll tell you a story about Cody. So he was the son of Randy Rhodes, which is part of his lore, and they build up that storyline like your family. Like I could build up the storyline that my father's an astrophysicist and he built the largest infrared telescope in the world. I could build up that part of my storyline if I wanted to make lore of it, right? Well, so then he got the Randy Rhodes story, and then he started wrestling, and then they made him be this guy called Stardust. So he did the Stardust years, at which point he started drinking because that he didn't really feel like that was him, and they wouldn't let him have a different character. And so then he left the WWE and he started traveling around independently in all these places, and he left because he couldn't deal with Stardust. That's the character. So then finally he traveled around, and then they came to, and he redefined himself as the American Nightmare, and they came back and got him, and now he's like the Hulk Hogan of the WWF. But part of what makes him so phenomenal is his lore, right? Like, so I hear Jay Z as if like, oh well, I'm constantly rebuilding my lore and all this stuff. But what the professionals in the WWE is they develop a lore story that it's not a war story, it's a lore story of epic proportions. And I do think if you're going to be the next Robert Hand or you're going to be the next whoever in astrology, you have got to figure out some lore for yourself. I mean, there's a bunch of lore about Robert Handy, like worked with Robert Schmidt on Our Heart Media, and then they got in a fight, and then this and that, and there was a fight over the composite chart book, and was it his book or not? You know, and then he wrote Planets in Transit. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like to be intentional about one's lore is actually a career move in careers that are cults of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right, I gotta. I'm thinking about this, and if you take the example of Cody
Rhodes.
right? So if it, all right, so Cody Rhodes, when he was growing up, and then he had this father, right, Randy Rhodes and stuff, and so his lore up till then was that he had this father who was there, and when he started being Stardust, his lore at that point was he, you know, had this backstory of being, you know, the offspring of Randy Rhodes, and I would imagine that at that point in his life, he was into it. He wanted to be Stardust, right? And then it was after that that he's like, wait a minute, this isn't me. I'm getting sick of this. And then up till that became his lore. And like, I don't think his lore, he knew his lore ahead of time. You know, it still is only up to what you've done so far?
Well, so it's interesting, you know how my Facebook got shut down after 15 years? Like, I could just let that go and be like, oh, Facebook, or I could build some lore around that, right? And what I started to tell people, I was like, well, the moon and Saturn and Neptune were conjunct at 0 Aries in my 11th house, and it was taken down, which is actually what happened. But you better believe I'm telling the lore of the, and
Yeah.
like God sent me a message the day before. Like I am freaking making lore of that, because it's like if I'm gonna lose my Facebook, I'm gonna make some lore of it. You know, like, so I do think there's a hyperbolization that we can do as characters that does build lore about, like, Jenna, I think, has built some good lore around her trip to Greece, and like been like Poseidon talked to me on the beach, or like the stone on the beach, or what. Like, I think those little stories can become hyperbolized into lore if we choose to do that. I mean, would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. Like being conscious of creating the lore in the present that is building up this story that gets longer and longer and longer with more experience and gets cooler and cooler. Oh yeah, I'm totally with you. The thing that I was questioning was if we can project what our lore in the future will be, but we kind of have to look back. But absolutely with you. We know how we can tell the story now, and we do know what steps we can move in to make it continue being really cool. Like in
We
making
could go lore core, and we could do things for the lore of it. Like when we do the 50 clown exercises, we're doing it to build lore. And then the Moira Press did 50
yes.
clown exercises when Jupiter was in Leo. Like, so
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah. And that's why
Yeah, I'm with you.
we're always at Moira Press where it's like never waste a fight, because we're like, that can be lore. Like, if like, let's say Jenna and Kimber got in a fight, which I don't think they should, but if they actually organically got in a fight, then they could make lore around it, and then they could make up, and then it could be a thing. Like, not that you should do that, but I'm just saying that whatever happens as a
Yeah.
crew, this is why to commit and say, like, we're going to commit to the crew, because within that crew you can have movements that you then build lore around. And like, like Jay-Z, we could start building lore about the cruise debacle where we didn't even
Oh
go
yeah.
on the cruise.
Yeah.
We didn't know how we would room in the cruise together, and we got in a big fight, or like, but it's
Yeah.
you hyperbolize things, you dramatize them for lore reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was so did not want the Fern episode taken down, because that is part of the lore.
Yes.
I mean,
So
I guess if we had to take it down, that would be part of the lore, but
The
Yeah,
unspoken Fern episode.
I think we should go lore core at Moira Press, though, because it's like when we go to these conferences, we should be telling the lore. You know what I mean? We could be like, and then there was the forest school merge where the forest school came over, and like,
I mean, Jenna, that's part of your lore.
Yep. Oh,
there was when Jenna stalked Andy.
yes, that happened.
oh my god, yeah.
That's how the merge happened.
Yeah, but we should play that up, because that's lore. Like, we know that you didn't. I mean, it was stalking light, but then I stalked you back, right? But it's like,
I stalked you harder though. So
okay, all right. But then Shane got his hackles up because he was like, "This is single white female." Like, and then we could totally tell that, you know. But see how this isn't offensive if we take it as a crew and we say that building lore. This is what they do in the WWF. Every little thing gets dramatized. Like, every injury, everything becomes like a big storyline.
Stock off. Nice.
considering our wedding,
See,
Andy, we
Shane's
got married
listening.
first. So I think I won the stock off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because yeah, you and I end up getting married. That can be part of the lore.
This Friday is our 1 month anniversary.
Friday the 13th.
Yep.
And Alexander's lore is that he doesn't know anything about astrology, but he like can't stop hanging out with us. But then there's lore around him figuring out he's a Taurus moon, and then wearing his Taurus moon pendant for like years.
You're
Yes.
a Taurus moon? Fun.
I am a Taurus moon. What? Yeah, no, I don't know what that means, but yes, I have a necklace to prove it, just in
We're
case
twins.
I stopped at the border.
What is your rising?
What is my rising?
Leo.
Aww.
What does that
We get
mean?
along.
Oh, that was a nice. I'll put that in my lore. That was a nice
We'll work
response.
on Leo next year. We're working on your Taurus moon right now. But Kimber
Okay.
has a Taurus moon too, so you guys can be Taurus moon friends.
I have an app from Jay-Z. I also downloaded Discord, but I have what's it called? Time Passages.
Oh, and then part of the lore is the date you got an app and how everything changed.
Yeah, everything changed. I think it occurs to me while I'm listening to y'all, while I'm listening to you, plural, and is that intentionality is important because it seems to me this Rhodes dude um, got pushed into this. I'm the famous dad's son, and then he had to back out of it.
Well, that's the lore anyway. Maybe that's
suppose,
true or
but
not true.
Yes, I suppose, but I mean, would you ever want to put yourself in a place where you weren't happy and you had to back out of it? I don't know. I think intentionality seems more predominant than, well, I'll just blow wherever the wind takes me.
Well, that's what I was trying to say, though. I'm sure when it started, he liked it. He wanted to be a wrestler. Like that, he was probably like, and then once he got older and experienced it, then he realized, like, wait, this isn't working for me, right? So I don't know. I don't think that people are pushed into anything in a way.
No. He decides. It's just like an actor who doesn't mind doing slasher movies because it's exposure, and then later I want to make a movie about the Earth. They it's not that they backed out of it. They did the thing that they had to do to get in the business. Then they had more flexibility. So there's probably that going on with this guy too. I don't know why he didn't change his name to Dusty Rhodes. I think that would have been better.
Well, okay, so I have a big list of things that can be put into lore. Twists and turns, like losing the Facebook, that was a big turn. Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, we're like lore, baby." Like, but twists and turns, that's the thing with Stardust. He left, and then all of a sudden he was going rogue, and like there, with Kimber and Jenna, like there could anytime there's a twist and turn in your show, that could become lore, or then you started having guests all of a sudden, or then you had a guest that was a repeated guest, or like I think twists and turns, this is where we can control the lore, but then things happen to us as a crew, and that's going to, if we build lore around those twists and turns, and then it benefits us. It's like making good of all changes is kind of like building lore around that. And then there's like relationships with other astrologers, like Jenna has lore about like Stephen Forrest and trying to be his friend, or this or that, or like, or
Our
we
dance together.
yeah
A
yeah
moment for our dance. No, just kidding.
or maybe this Alan Clay guy who does the clowns, maybe we have some lore with him where we end up having him over to show us clown stuff, or like, what I'm saying. But relationships with other astrologers can be interesting in the astrology community. Setbacks, like the crowd loves when we get set back.
Mm-hmm.
Any comments about any of those?
What kind of setback?
Well, losing my Facebook, people consider a big setback.
Or the Fern thing could have been a setback.
Yeah, the Fern thing. I guess that's a setback.
I don't know. What would be a setback?
Maybe if you canceled Ricky because of Fern.
Yeah, or if Ricky quits, that would be a setback.
Yeah. Okay.
If Jen and I break up. I'm thinking about personal setbacks or personal lore, and I'm going to pivot to more repressed lore.
A setback could be when I go to Greece next month. If this horrible war makes me have to live in Greece, or something happen. That would be a setback.
Yeah, you mean where it's sunny all the time? That would be terrible.
No, they're like part of this whole thing now.
Yeah.
I think you should be thinking about your personal lore, though. I think it's both, right? Because you're building up Kimber Mitchell as a character.
Okay.
This is reminding me of all of the structures of stories, right? So like a character is in a zone of comfort, but they want something, and then they enter an unfamiliar situation, and then they adapt to it, and then they get what they wanted, and then they pay a heavy price for it. Like, it's all of these like storylines, like a story that you either start out with good fortune and then you have to go down and then you know come back up, or you start with bad fortune and you almost get there and then you suffer a setback and then you go back up. It's like all of these classic storylines of like, you know, climax, resolution, blah blah blah.
What book is that?
Show your work.
Oh, that. Okay.
Chart deals can be part of your lore. Like, I feel like, Kimber, one of the parts of your lore is your Moon-Pluto opposition. Then you were, like, watching transits to it, and then Mars hit it, and then there was this big thing, and, like, you had this blow-up, and, like, you know, I think your Moon-Pluto could be part of your lore, right? Like, this intense personality, and then your sad clown is part of the Moon-Pluto lore.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see, too, maybe, I mean, I grew up not being accepted by family members for my race, and so I really wanted to have a family of my own, and then I keep trying to do it and then it doesn't work out. So it's just, but I care about it. I just don't want to have, I don't want to have to compromise or like not be myself. So it's about being my authentic self, and it's like I will always respect myself more than I want love, but I still want love. I just can't just settle for something that I don't have, can't be myself. Or that I get a lot of parent-child reading requests, probably because I'm just surrounded by a lot of PTA moms, and I really want a child, but who knows if that's ever going to happen, or I would love to be a foster parent. But I care about kids, and I like seeing kids as like whole human beings themselves, and it's not about fixing them.
I have two you can rent for a while.
I
have two you could rent for a while.
I don't want one. Okay, I don't have to say to that.
I do think your path with fertility is a part of your lore.
Yeah, no, I do. I agree. It's, I think what you, way you were talking, the setbacks, it's almost like reclaiming things that were kind of painful. And now I joke about them, or just even me talking about my engagement ending now and kind of being able to laugh about it. But it's just, I like that. It's like, it is lore during the moment. It's kind of like, well, that blew up. But I literally was like, 14-year-old me would be like, this, I did not think our life was going to be this interesting, and is here for it. Current me is like, what the heck is going on? But I'm riding with it. It's a better story.
With the fertility thing too, I think our unique areas of astrology, like, because Kimber's really good at fertility astrology too, so like the overlap of the lore with how it imprints into our own practices.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and I think your Chiron thing could be part of your lore, because that will get you Chiron readings too, of just like you're just obsessed with Chiron and you're tripping on Chiron and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, if someone's going to go get a Chiron reading, who are they going to go from? Like Jenna, she's obsessed with Chiron. Yeah, like I would love to see you have like a big gold Chiron bling necklace. I mean, like we could make one out of resin or something like that, but like we could make you like just Chiron bling, and like
I want theories then. If Jenna's gonna have Chiron, that's, I care about her.
About who?
Series.
Right on.
Yeah, and that's what they would do in WWF. If there's some part of your storyline, they would make it into the outfits, or they would, dramatize it with wardrobe and things like that.
Yeah.
We need something of like Poseidon and Chiron fighting over Jenna.
Oh, how special.
But I think part of our chart. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Alexander.
I was just going to ask, where are you going in Greece?
All over,
Okay.
But not the islands, just the good parts. And I might take a flight to Mount Pelion, which is Chiron's mountain, and I'll sit there and meditate. But Sam's refusing to go with me because he thinks it's a stupid idea to fly to a mountain to sit on it and then fly back to Athens.
Sounds great.
I agree. But we're going to go to like Olympia and Kalamata and Sunyo. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
personality quirks and affiliations with famous people, you guys. Like, if you are like I wrote that book with the Wonder Book with Judith Hill, and when I go to astrology conferences, when Judith walks by, you better believe I slap her ass. I mean, come on. Sorry, I'd be in so much trouble if I got caught saying that. But like, I'm just like, Judith, what's up? Like, it's like, but you like, if you know someone who's like a famous astrologer and you're at the conference with them, build that lore by how you act with them. You know what I mean? It's like, it's your characters in a play when you're in a cult of personality. I mean, that's not, we're not a cult, but that's what people call it when it's like people get well known for their personalities, right? Like WWF, they're well known for their personalities, right? Like
Mhm.
anything you can do to build up, like if Jenna, if you saw Stephen Forrest and you harassed him a little bit, like Steven, like okay,
I'll start dancing on him.
yeah, totally.
And I know his drink order. I know the type of martinis he likes. I'm not putting that on air because I'm buying them.
See what I mean? Like, so it's obnoxious, but like if you're gonna become well known, being obnoxious is the job. Like, it's the worst offense in show business is to be boring. You're like, and Judith loves it when she walks because it's building her lore too. I'm just like, Judith, like, and I always like share my bodyguard with her when the crowd's around. I was like, do you need some security, Judith? Like, I'm always doing stuff to Judith, and like of course, but I annoy her in the right way. Like, Shane gave me this delineation of being annoying. He's like, "Are you annoying like when the cat plays with your craft project, or are you annoying like when the cat peed on the couch? Like, be annoying like the cat's playing with your your craft project. Be the perfect kind of annoying, and it will build lore. It's fun."
That's great, Shane. That's a great example.
So I think when we show up at the conference, we should be doing all kinds of antics that build lore.
Did you guys go to UAC last time? In whenever it was, because I was at a Chiron book club today. Of course I was. And there was this guy named something Scott Silverman, and he was saying that at the last UAC.
Silverman.
All right, we're name dropping now. All right, so
we know Scott very well. Okay.
Well, he said at the last UAC it was like tons of young people, and he was like, it's a change in the guards. Like, UAC has changed so much. So I'm just wondering if it's going to be like that again.
Well, it's always like that. I mean, there's always new astrologers coming in. It depends on what story you tell. I mean, that's the story Scott was telling. You could go tell all the young people about Chiron. I mean, this is where lore is actually a big deal, and I almost think we should focus on lore for a few weeks because, or we don't have to. If you guys want to talk about something else, that's fine. But being a personality on a longitudinal sense is our job. Like, if you want to get bigger and bigger and well known and more well known, like, you got to build that deep, thick storyline in every way. And so maybe you decide. I mean, I don't know. Scott Silverman's great at building lore. I mean, don't you think, Jay-Z?
Yeah. So I met Scott Silverman, Jenna, at UAC.
Oh yeah.
So you were one of the young hip astrologers he was complaining
No, I knew I didn't really know much about astrology, but Andy was it was in Boston, in Cambridge.
Ooh.
And Andy was there, and that was in what, like 19, I don't know, 86, no, 90 something.
It was probably like 2005 or something.
Yeah, 2005. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, yeah, and she invited me because Kenneth was there. Kenneth Miller, that's where I met him too, because I did not go to any of the events, but I hung out in the hotel, in people's hotel rooms.
Oh, I want an after party with some of these peeps.
Yeah.
Oh, we will after party.
And Andy was the one that introduced me. She's like, you really got to meet Scott Silverman,
I've already been emailing with him. He seems really cool.
Dude, on Friday, I'm going to the Astrology Society of Kentucky, and he runs it. If you want to go, I'll send you the link. It's at 4/7 on Friday.
I have to check my planner. But yeah, send it to me. Because he was even
talking
about
something
that.
like 7 on Friday?
4/7 ASK. Philip Graves is going to be there.
Wait, this Friday? Don't we have
Friday.
project night?
That 5/8.
Oh, so it's before that?
It's 4/7, and so I'm going to go for an hour and then go to Project Jam at 5.
Oh yeah, we should all go.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay,
that's
cool.
great. Good to know.
I'll forward the link to the production crew. when
Cool.
I
Put
get
it on Discord.
Okay, well, I'll try to figure that out. Okay, what?
What time is it at, you said, on
Four,
Friday?
4/7.
Okay.
I might have the link.
All right.
I know Shane Philip Graves, right? Can you believe it? He's so cool. He's the librarian of all librarians. Okay, sorry, you guys. Can we do lore again next week? I feel like we've
Yeah.
scratched the surface. Okay.
Do
Sure.
we have homework?
Okay, homework would be to start writing like 10 events that you can build lore around that have happened to you or that you would like to do in the future.
Oh, future lore, planning it out. That's what the young kids do. They say, I'm going to do this for the plot.
Okay.
We're going to
They literally
UAC.
go like head first into the mistake to get some plot.
Oh my God.
Well, when we're on the cruise will be lore.
Yeah, start watching WWF wrestling on Netflix. They have like interviews with the wrestlers, like they have biographies about the wrestlers. You can learn a lot about a lore story by watching one or two of those.
Did you
Okay.
meet Jen on Friday?
No.
Ah.
All right, we gotta go. I'll see you guys
Bye.
tomorrow or
Yeah.
whenever. All right, bye.